interrupted her on stage with a ton of roses to beg for her to come back to him. You can easily tell in the clip that she is not having it.
Offset cheated every 10 business days but wants spousal support? That's crazy work.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the blackboard with her number on it. I'm talking about the phone calls at 5 a.m. I'm talking about trying to read your mind every fucking day.
You don't know shit about trust, okay? You don't.
Like, I love to just look at you. Sometimes when you sleep, I just like stare at you and like want to cry.
For a year and a half before we went on any date on the phone for a year and a half. And that foundation is so important in a relationship.
It's not the, I don't know, Twitter wars and Twitter questions that you see.
Mainstream media needs to see that we collectively, as a race, as a black race, that we have strong, passionate love within couples.
You're dealing with a 400-year setback, you know, lack of resources, lack of access. You know, you're fighting against patriarchy, you're fighting against systemic racism. And so for black people to perform this revolutionary act, it's you're having to overcome a lot of obstacles.
For a long time, I've looked at this phrase and wanted to ask black people what they think it means to them. And the phrase is black love. All right, run it.
For me, growing up, a lot of it was my elders. My grandparents were married until they both passed away. Excuse me. My mom got married to my stepdad, and I was fortunate to see that, you know.
How old were you when they got married?
I was in middle school, so it was probably around like maybe about 12, 13 years old. And then seeing them together and just loving on each other, that was really, that really was like, wow, like that, to see them being two hardworking individuals, going to their jobs every day, and then coming home, loving each other. Like that was, you know, I didn't see them argue. I didn't see them fight or any of that stuff.
My parents were not super duper affectionate. My mother was more reserved. My father was more, you know, come on, baby, let's do such and such. And, you know, I can recall growing up and hearing those conversations and, well, no, I don't want to, that type of stuff. So, all right, well, I'm going out. And he went out. She didn't. She stayed on with us. That was her choice. You know, she could have gone out with him. And there were times that they did stuff together. I'm not by any means saying that, you know, my father was just out running the streets and my mother wasn't.
As far as what you see in the public today or what I envision as solid black marriages, I don't see much of it. I think that it stopped with our generation, Generation X, believe it or not. Because beyond that, you have, again, what I was stating in the room, you have the mixed families, you have grandparents that are raising these children, you've got, you know, single parenthood, and the kids now, you know, your generation, they're seeing this, they've experienced this, and then we look at our sons and there may be a rejection as far as, you know, I'm just not going to marry anybody, which is why they're still single men now, because, hey, this is, if I'm going to get married to a woman, this needs to be a Christian, like, you know, that walks with God and not out here portraying themselves as what has come today as far as what we see in black love.
So I am like the child of divorce. My parents got divorced when I was very young, before I was 5 and in kindergarten. But even still through that, like my grandparents were married for a long time. I had aunts and uncles who were married. And so when we talk about black love in the romantic love sense, a lot of examples of that, but just the familial love that is black love as well. I just grew up in 2 very loving families on my mom's side and my dad's side. We just spent a lot of time together.
I come to you as humble as I know how.
When I think of the uniqueness of the black community and the black experience, I'm always drawn to, I don't know, how universally we're connected. So even if I don't know you, I'm walking down the street, I'm gonna give you the nod. Or if I'm in class and there's only one other one, looking like me, at the very least, I'm going to speak to you.
We always say, somebody way smarter than me once said this, but Black love is a revolutionary act. And I do believe that Black love is a revolutionary act. It is a verb. When you participate in Black love, it is almost countercultural because we're in a space where there's every reason for Black folks to not be together, to tear each other down. We've had our families being torn down from the very beginning. And so anytime we fight against that, we fight against society's act of trying to tear us apart, we are revolutionaries in that moment. So for me, Black love is just a testament of being everything that culture tells us not to do. When we stand up and we love one another, we care for one another in all ways, but especially in the romantic way, we are absolutely fighting against a system that has tried to tear us apart from the very beginning.
My baby sister is in an interracial relationship, which, no big deal. And that's my brother, he's cool people. But can he really relate to my sister, what she might be going through? Our daughter is really big on microaggressions and whatnot. It's like real big. And so, for someone who doesn't experience it or has not been exposed to it, can you really relate? Having that at least in common, I believe is helpful for recognizing where your spouse might be in their mental state. When they come home from work and, I see in the eyes, they need a minute. Let them go turn on the TV. You need something to drink. Let me walk away for just a little bit, but being able to recognize that kind of thing.
You asked, how does Black love keep that tradition, the culture and all those things? Simply because both parties are Black. Now, how those two people are Black and represent themselves in a day-to-day basis, I don't know. Like if Candace Owens got with Myron Gaines, I don't know what they would do, right? But just off the simple fact that like I'm Black, she's Black, I'm gonna pass down some of the cultural things that I grew up with, and some of the things that she grew up with on a day-to-day basis, is going to continue to further, just Black love as a whole, Black history as a whole.
For me personally, me being how I am in my first marriage to this man, this wonderful human being, I was brought up an only child. My mom never married, so I'm out of my life after my mom. But then God blessed me with him, and I was like, no, I don't know. And then she always thought independence. So when I get up and do stuff, and I tell him I don't need you for that, I'm not trying to devalue him, but you can't just take that from me. That's like rooted, embedded. So I try to keep that in the closet every blue moon. Like, well, babe, you know what? You can't do something for me. Change your light bulb for me. Try to make him feel like a man. And I go get him like a little chocolate cookie. Something like that.
I think one thing that as a Black man that I tend to do that I think sometimes people, other races get intimidated is like when we talk and we get very passionate about something, our voices tend to rise, and I have been told in the past that it felt like I was yelling at somebody, but it wasn't, or I was angry, but it wasn't. That was just a passion of what we were talking. I think one thing that as Black people we tend to have a lot of passion and emotions, and I think sometimes that's intimidating.
I agree.
Well, is it intimidating, or other people just choose to be intimidated? Because if I'm talking to my sisters, if I'm talking here, I talk with my hands. I'm expressive. Y'all get me. Some others, well, she what? Get out of yo. Anyway, so.
Clutching their pearls.
I missed you so much.
Thank God you're still here.
I'm just so blessed that I have you. I can't put into words like how much I love you.
First of all, figure out what you want in a relationship. If you want to model what your parents did, or if you want to do something different, know that ahead of time. know what your deal breakers are and stick to that and communicate that to your whoever you're going to be dating or your future spouse, and let them decide if they do want to deal with whatever you have going on or not.
Seek God first.
Seek God first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, seek God. Determine your core values.
Right.
If you haven't figured out who you are, you don't need to be with anybody.
Right.
Period. But seek God to help you define and develop your core values, and then search for someone who shares them. Because it's going to be hard enough when you share the same core values.
And understand that black love is great, but you got to work at it. Because we've been together since 1995, and I would say the last 10 years have probably been the hardest, even though we've been together since 95. And we're just now learning how to deal with our issues from when we were children.
Patriarchy, capitalism, homophobia, let it go, let it go. Oh my gosh, we've been colonized. I would love for all of the blacks to just be able to shed that and all of the that comes with that in their romantic life and in their romantic interactions. From the 50-50s to the dates to the, please, let's reimagine like what love could look like and to me should look like.
Stronger, better, faster, more powerful, all the things. I hope it turns up on 10. I hope it's thriving. It's not something we talk about in the past. I hope that it's not the exception, but it's the standard. That to see black couples together is normal, and it is not something that we're like, oh look, a black couple, oh look, there's black love in the wild. We heard about this, so I hope that it is thriving and doing well, and yeah, continuing on.
I agree. Ditto.